What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are on a fantastic day today. Today we have a very special return of a very special content form on the channel for you guys today. I really hope you guys are on a fantastic day today. And with all that being said, everybody, tier list rankings are back. I am so excited for tier list rankings to be back on the channel for these diecast model airplane releases between Gemini jets and NG models. Obviously, we have a ton to regroup on in terms of these tier list rankings between all my new viewers to explain what tier list rankings are, and then for all my returning viewers in terms of how we're going to catch back up to speed since we missed so many releases and have not got to rank so many models in the tier list rankings. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are all on a fantastic day. Whether you're a returning viewer of mine or a brand new viewer of mine, I'm super glad to see you guys here, and I really appreciate it. With all that being said, without any further delay, we're going to regroup on everything in terms of the tier list, like I said, since we have so much to go over. And then we're also going to get into our first set back in the tier list rankings, NG models May 2021. It has been quite a long time, as you guys know. It is September, not May, so we are a ways out here. But with all that being said, for all my new viewers, what are tier list rankings? So from the diecast model airplane releases between Gemini jets and NG models to the most popular brands in the 1 to 400 scale, I do what is called tier list rankings for when these new models come out to show you off the new models. I know a lot of people do the release model rankings, or sorry, the release ranking, or sorry, not rankings, the release videos when all the new models are announced. And I really like that format. I really enjoy watching that. But I thought I would do something a little bit different last year in 2020 when I wanted to start showing off these new models and my thoughts on all these models as a collector. And I thought I would do something really different because I haven't seen stuff like this done too often, especially in terms of models. I thought it would be really cool to do tier list rankings on these model aircraft. So what we do is we have a rubric system, my tier list ranking rubric, and what we do is we have a select amount of criteria that we rank these models off of from these companies that release the brand new models in terms of Gemini jets and NG models. We rank these models on an assortment of factors, as I'll put the rubric on the screen as you guys will see momentarily. The criteria being the mold of the aircraft, how good is the mold of the aircraft and what do we think about it, the colors of the aircraft, how accurate are the colors on these aircraft, both those being the main big criteria points of the tier list. And of course we had the liveries and the details we also evaluate to see how detailed these aircraft are and how spot on does these model companies get the little details of these model aircraft. And it's been such a fun format to do. We did it very consistently from August of 2020 all the way up till I got sick in April of 2021. And finally, we are back. So for all my returning viewers, you guys are probably wondering, how are we going to catch back up to speed on these tier list rankings and how to catch back up on all these releases? Well, in total, currently, we've missed 6 releases. I believe 3 from Gemini jets and 3 from NG models. And you guys are probably wondering how we're going to catch up. Going to make it really simple. It's going to be called Tier List Thursday. And every Thursday for probably the next month and a half, 2 months, we're going to be doing a straight up tier list of all of these releases. So every Thursday, you guys can grab your popcorn and beverage, come on here at 4 p.m. Central Time and watch a tier list. That is essentially what I thought the best way to do it is. I thought about doing a massive video for all these, just doing like a 5-hour video with all these releases, but I really thought, you know, to give it spaced out and give you guys time to catch up on everything and to watch it all, I thought it would make a lot more sense to do individual videos for each release so we can spend a little bit more time on every model so we can not be too stressed out when a 5-hour video comes out to try to watch it immediately. I know that everybody has a different viewing standard, and I thought that this would be a nice way to give everybody flexibility. Watch one video a week, next video up, and everything like that. And on top of the normal content between the airport updates, the giveaway going on, make sure you go check out that video if you'd like to. And of course, Massive Unboxing 16 in the works as well. So I mean, we have so much, and then all the real life content as well. So that is pretty much what we're going to be doing. It may not come out every Thursday if I need to change things around, if I need a video to come out on Tuesday or Saturday or even a Monday or Friday or something. They will be placed wherever needed. But I thought, just to kind of make a cool catchphrase, hashtag Tier List Thursday will be going on. And maybe that'll be the new trend. We just post tier list on Thursdays. Usually Thursdays are unboxing day and sometimes like spotting vlog day and things like that. But it's been a long time. So with all that being said, everybody, welcome back to the tier list. If you have any questions about the tier list, feel free to drop a comment. And there's also about 20 of them on the channel if you'd like to check that out. That playlist, I'll try to put a card up here. It should be up here in this corner, and then also in the link in the description. And then it's the playlist card's at the end as well. So there's plenty of ways to get to the playlist to check it out if you have not seen the playlist already. But anyways, with all that being said, everybody, we have a lot of tier list rankings to do. and I'm really excited for them. So we are going to begin with the first release that we were not able to do. That would be the NG Models May 2021 releases. So NG Models has been doing a ton of amazing models, to say the least, over these last several months. Just going back, I've ranked all the models at this point, so I kind of had an evaluation kind of going from the start to the end. And I was super impressed with the NG Models, just the amount of variety they've had, the amount of quality they've had, the quality control for the most part has been outstanding. And it's been absolutely awesome to see how awesome NG Models has done over these last several months. And with all that being said, we are going to dive straight into the NG Models May 2021 releases. We have 7 models here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that I think 2 of them from this release got delayed. I believe they had 9 total models in this release, and maybe one 1-200, maybe. I think actually that was June, but nevertheless, excuse me, we have a lot of awesome models here. So this is the tier list that I was talking about for all my new viewers. We have the tier list set up in 5 categories, from the perfect category, then we have the good category, the average category, the mediocre category, and the utter failure category. Originally, I based this off with no rubric, and I just threw them in wherever I thought a reasonable evaluation was. That was kind of okay, but I thought that the new rubric worked a lot better than that. And I'll show you guys the first example with the rubric as we'll go about here with our models back, of course, kind of show you guys how the new system works. But I think around November 2020, I made a rubric which I think works a lot better to standardize and evaluate models based on the full criteria. I do feel like there was a couple of releases early on where I one thing made me drop the model a whole grade, or yeah, pretty much a whole ranking, a whole tier rating. And that wasn't the best system. So I really like the system that we have going in place now. Like I said, and also I'll evaluate on the tier list, the rubric itself. But the perfect category is 90% through 100%. The good category is 80% through 89. Average 70 through 79. Mediocre 60 through 69. And other failure is an F, 59 minus. So pretty much just like your typical letter score grade at school. But with all that being said, let's do the first example. Super excited for this. Thank you guys for bearing with me so much. And let's begin. And here we go with our first model back in the tier list. Right here we have the NG Models 1-400 scale United Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Evo blue colors. What an awesome model to start off with. As you can tell, this model looks absolutely awesome. So what we do is we inspect the model from the stock photo that the company provides, in this case NG Models with this United 737-700. We take a look at the real life photo of the aircraft kind of to evaluate the full to evaluate everything between the mold standpoint, the color standpoint, and the livery and the detail standpoint, and then we give it a final score and put it into the tier list rankings. So let's begin with this United Airlines Boeing 737-700, and we pretty much do this kind of in the review format. I don't know what happened. I guess there was a Windows update at some point, and there's no bar to scroll in, so we'll just have to tap it every time. But we do it pretty much like a review. We start here at the front, take a look at everything in between, compare it to the real life photo, and go from there. So beginning with the 737-700 mold, like we briefly talked about in the April 2021 tier list rankings for NG Models, it is an outstanding mold. Beginning with the cockpit windows up here in the pitot tubes with the nose, they did a great job designing this and it looks very nice. Connecting people, I forgot what the latter part of the United title says, so I apologize about that. But regardless, looking really nice. This is an ETOP 737-700, which I thought was really cool. I believe the registration is like 27213 or something like that. So that's where the 723 comes from. Here's our nose landing gear, which looks great. L1 door with a ton of detail. The colors look really nice. The Evo blue really turned out well, and I thought NG did a great job with it. Also getting the red antennas as well, which is a unique feature to United that I really like. Not just to United, but I just think it looks really cool on a Eurolight like this. Here's the United billboard titles. They look great as well, along with our CFM engines right here. They look awesome. You got the antennas and the aerials throughout here that look great. The landing gear, the split scimitars look great. NG focuses on the fuselage, so we can't get the best view of them from these perspectives, but still looks great. Got the Wi-Fi dome right here. This is November 21723. That was the full registration. Got the American flag. Got the L2 door right here in the Evo blue tail. This model turned out super nice. Actually, I can just hold it down. That'll work. And they did an awesome job on it. With following that, now we take it over to the picture of it. Usually I use jet photos for the most part outside of some of the retro models, but it looks really nice. Now, the one thing that they did miss, I think I took off for it. It was the, most of the Wi-Fi boxes on the 737-700s, I believe, have the, they have the lighter gray Wi-Fi box. So as you can tell with this picture, that's kind of what is demonstrated here. But it still looks pretty good, not a huge miss, still looks really good. And the other thing, I don't know if it's on just this side or I think it's on both, but as you can tell, the red antennas do have the white stripes for them. And I don't know if NG can do that advancement yet in the, on the antennas, but it still looks super cool regardless in real life. And they still did a nice job with it with the red shade on the actual model. So as you can tell, it looks very much like the real life counterpart, and they did an awesome job on it. Now we take it over to the tier list rankings. So here's the full rubric right here, the criteria and the points. The mold is worth 17.5 points in the rubric, then the color 17.5 as well, and then the liveries and details were 15 points. We have the total score, which is the total score out of these per model, and then divided by 50 is the final score. So as we dive in here to the United 737-700 right here, 17 for the mold. It is a super nice mold. They do a really nice job with the 737-700s, of course, all of them for that. There's all the 737s that NG does. Got 17 for the color and 14.5 for the details, coming out to 97%. So it looks like I didn't take off. I would take off probably 0.5 or maybe even a point on the details. So coming out to 96 or 95. Some of these things I noticed late, which I apologize about, but still a great model, and it gets it all the way up in the perfect to return. Like I said, 90% plus is perfect, and it just goes down from there. They did a really nice job with this model, and I think that it looks awesome. So well done, NG, and welcome back to tier list, most certainly. Followed by such, we have the United Airlines 737-700 in the Star Alliance colors. By the way, I did get the Evo Blue just to say it will be in Massive Unboxing 16. And I also got the Star Alliance. Now, I actually saw this aircraft in Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson in December of 2019. A really cool water vapor shot of it taking off. It was super, super cool. But let's evaluate the full model because that's what we're here for, of course. Starting up here with the nose, just like the 737-700 we just did, same mold and everything. Have the Star Alliance logo right here, another ETOP 700. This time, instead, we have the United Star Alliance colors. This is in the older scheme. NG last July of 2020, actually 2 Julys ago, I guess, did the Evo Blue 800, and now they've done the old livery 700. And it looks really, really nice. The Star Alliance billboard titles look great, followed by the United small titles down here. You have the Scimitar winglets on here with the Star Alliance logo, the exit door right here as well, the aerials, the Wi-Fi dome, and then the registration is November 13720, followed by the L2 door and the Star Alliance tail. It's a really cool plane. I think Star Alliance does a great job with the special liveries like this, and I really like the new Evo one, but this one's still very, very nice. Taking a look at its real-life counterpart, here's a really nice picture. All credit to their respective photographers as well. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. Very similar to the previous 737-700. One thing I will give on this one, though, is it appears to be that the Wi-Fi box on this particular aircraft is white, so good job there by NG for getting that part of it, even though it's probably just a default thing. But nevertheless, really, really nice livery. I think it looks really nice. Of course, the engines are slightly gray, and NG did get a good job with that, mimicking that on the model aircraft, so great catch right there as well. And the Star Alliance livery looks awesome. Taking a look at its score, very similar to the previous one. 17 for the mold, 17 for color, and a 14.5 for the details. That seems much better in my opinion. For this score, this one's a little off. This one is perfect for 97%. Still, I think both are perfect models. Sorry, there's the DAC where we get these pictures from initially, but really, really nice job by NG. They did a phenomenal job to say the least, and super, super excited for what's to come. These are great models, and we have even more 737-700s coming up very, very soon. Next in line, we had the Etihad 787-9 in the, I think this is some sort of soccer special livery, something like that. It says Abu Dhabi Grand Prize, I think is what it's trying to say, Formula One. So this special livery, sorry, NG's done quite a few Etihad 787-9 special liveries in the past, which have been really nice. And of course, the normal liveries now too, which look really good. So let's zoom in here and take a full look at this livery. Starting with the nose cone, that looks really nice on NG 787, really nice. Nice silver metallic color. I feel like they did a great job getting this one as well. Got the Etihad billboard titles here as well. L1 and L2 doors and the red stripe across with that Formula One 2020 decal right there. Here's a nice decal here as well with some aerials, the Wi-Fi box, the engine down here, the landing gear, the stripes that go throughout consistently. Really nice color combo. I really like this. Got Etihad.com as well. Followed by the L3 and L4 doors, registration Alpha 6, Bravo Lima Victor. And here's the really cool pattern on the tail. There was one plane later on that had a similar pattern. I think I took some points off because it was way off. I think it was the new Etihad A330-200 that had kind of some issues with this. but still a really nice job on this one particularly. I thought that they nailed it. The 787-9 mold from NG is outstanding to say the least. And here's a real life picture. Sorry, I forgot to scroll all these down. I actually saved all these tabs since I did so many. I just bookmarked them and they didn't scroll down like I usually have them. So I apologize about that. I'll fix that for next tier list. But nevertheless, really nice delivery. And obviously, one thing that I do want to note is some of these colors may look very vibrant and really rich. That's because NG models, as we evaluated previously in tier list, if you want to check out the previous ones, uses an insane amount of Photoshop. They even made a Facebook post last year to show how much Photoshop they use. And it really is a thrower off, if that makes any sense. I'll show some waffle pictures in one of the tier lists coming up. I have quite a few waffle angles, and that's what I have to do sometimes on some of these models, and even Gemini jets. These companies use so much Photoshop in the models nowadays. This usually never used to be a problem, but nowadays on the stock photos, they're really trying to grasp the eyes of any collector. And it got so bad to the point where I have to start using the Waffle Collectible photos, which are Waffle Collectibles uses for their database. They use pictures that are non-edited at all. And I use them a lot, and that was the good thing about this was I was able to get some very accurate tier list rankings because the Waffle photos were already out. Usually I do these tier lists right as the pictures come out usually, and Waffle doesn't have them yet at that point. But since Waffle Collectibles has had these models for quite some time, I was able to get double checks on the analysis and give the most accurate rankings possible. But evaluating down the lines, it looks really nice, and NG did a great job on that. In terms of the ranking, it also scored phenomenally. 17 for the mold, 17 for the color, and 14.5 for details is 97%. I do leave a little bit off if you guys are wondering some of these categories because not everything is completely perfect on die-cast model airplane, and I think that this is a good standard kind of to come out on for a model that I can't find anything wrong with. But I always leave that little bit of wiggle room just in case I miss something, especially when I don't have double angles to check from. So that is why that's there if you guys were wondering. But great job by great job by NG once again. I'm telling you, they've been good for they've been amazing for such a long time, and they continue to do their thing. Next up to another region of Africa, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, my geography is not the best today, but we have the Ethiopian 787-9 in the normal colors. This is the London one. I want to say it was last December or so. I cannot remember what month it was. Maybe this January of 2021. They did one of these with a different name. So they did re-release this model, which was really nice. I'm sure it's heavy demand. And really glad to see another Ethiopian 787-9. Taking a look at this model, mainly a Euro white. We have the symbol down here, Star Alliance logo, L1 door. The really interesting font of the Ethiopian billboard titles. This is one of those like 90s fonts that you wouldn't, or one of the very first Microsoft Word fonts that you would find, but it looks good. I'm not complaining. The aerials looking great as always. The engines, you can barely even see the seam in the wing. Pardon me. That looks so good. Got the landing gear, the L3 door. This is the London aircraft, like I said. So we have the London title right here. Dreamliner. This is probably their language, if I had to guess. I'm not particularly sure. Here's the baggage loader as well, and we have the registration of Echo Tango Alpha Uniform Papa, Boeing 787-9, and a nice 3-color stripe of green, yellow, and red for the Ethiopian tail. Really nice, simple model. I can't complain with that one whatsoever. Here's a real-life picture right here. Looks really good. Very simple livery to do, and they already mastered it once, so why don't they master it twice, as we'll see right here. Got 17 for the mold, 17 for the colors, and a 14.5 for the details. That brings it out to 97% once again. Another great model from NG, and I don't even know what to say. They just keep killing it. They literally can't keep killing it. But there is a couple, I wouldn't say flaws, but a couple things I found that made me interested later on in this tier list. So not every model is completely scoring the best of the best, if that makes any sense. Next up, we are on to the, let's take a look. That is right, the ANA Boeing 787-10. Really cool model. I was very frustrated because I've been wanting... Sorry about the miscue of the Ethiopian 787-9, guys. Sorry, my camera runs off after approximately 21 minutes, and I completely forgot to reset it, so I apologize about that. But anyways, on to our next model of the ANA Boeing 787-10. Really nice model. I was really hoping that this was going to be a Japan 787-9, which we ended up getting later on in the months, so I'm not complaining, but... yeah, this kind of bamboozled me, so it was unfortunate, but another ANA 787 looking really nice here from NG, and they killed it, to say the least. So let's take a look at this. all in upon Airways, I believe. 787-10. So you got the nose cone here with the light gray shade and the navy blue that starts to come up in the light blue as well. Got the L1 boarding door with the cool blue trim and Star Alliance logo. Got the Japan flag right here with the ANA titles. Moving on to the L2 door with a lot of detail, very nice. And the inspiration in Japan, of course. Coming up here, we have the blues rising up in the landing gear. Registration over there on the wing looks good. L3 door, and there's a little bit of the light bar, looks like, looking really good. Boeing 787-10, Air Japan, got the flag, once again, the baggage door. This is Juliet Alpha 901 Alpha, and here is the ANA tail. Really, really nice job. I think they do a really good job with these zero whites all the time. Like some of those, like I was talking about earlier, the Ethiopian 787- or A330 that we'll check out in a couple of videos. Some of these models, sometimes they kind of miss it, especially on complicated stuff, but who doesn't? And these zero whites, they always find a way to dominate, which is absolutely awesome. Taking a look at this ANA 787-10, looks really, really nice. No complaints here whatsoever from it. Very, very pleased with it, and it looks fantastic. Another great ranking for the ANA 787-10, 1717 14.5. Great job by NG models. I can't even express. Like Gemini jets usually will have a couple in perfect, couple in good, couple in average. NG rarely finds a way to make their way into good, and they do sometimes. They have some molds and some QC that's been controversial, but nevertheless, they continue to do their thing, and very, very proud of NG models all the time. Okay, and let's go back to the front, pardon me. The next model, I believe, is the World Airways. Yes, it is. World Airways L1011. Really, really nice model. I always enjoyed looking at these L1011s, and I'm not the biggest enthusiast when it comes to these retro aircraft and liveries, but I always really enjoyed learning about them, and they fascinate me. So let's take a look at this one. So obviously, World Airways was in Canada, as it says about a fuselage. I think they were around the 80s and 90s. One of my retro guys can correct me in the comments, but I really like this livery. Let's take a look. So you got the cockpit windows, the unique nose, to say the least, of the L1011. Got the L1 boarding door and the landing gear down here. One thing that really interests me is how far back the nose landing gear is. It's really, really cool. I'm sorry, this is the Worldways, not World Airways. Sorry. Worldways, and then you got Canada right here. You got the darker blue, the lighter blue, the white, and then the gray. This gray right here is the big talking point for this model. I think that is more like a aluminum type color, not necessarily like this matte silver color that they have going. I'll express that more when we take a look at the real life pictures. Have the next door right here and also the engines. This is the kind of gray I think should be right here, but nevertheless, got the wings going up through here. L3 and L4 door. I don't know if this technically counts as a boarding door since it's so small, but really, really cool. Charlie Golf India Echo Sierra, really neat tail number. Got the third engine up here and the really cool Worldways logo on the tail. Really, really nice. And for the most part, I think NG killed this model. And I took a look numerous times at this color. I spent quite a bit of time on it to figure out what was going on. So here it is right here. And as you guys can see right here, this is like more of a different shade of gray. I don't feel like it was that matte kind of color that they used. And I think I got another picture as well. I thought I did. Okay, it was on this one that I was going to describe it on. The same kind of thing happened with the Royal Genanium, but I thought that was kind of more of a mattish color. This, as you can tell, is kind of a lighter color. And I took a look at kind of numerous photos, and I thought that was a little bit off overall. So NG will take a couple points for that, but it's not bad at all. I mean, it was just a slight small thing. The rest of the model is awesome. They did a really good job. Oops. 17 for the mold, 16 for the color, and the 14.5 gives it 95%. Still a really nice model, don't get me wrong. The only thing that I have to say about that is that bottom shade on the under fuselage, and it goes for the Royal Genanium that we'll talk about here in just a moment. I think it's just slightly off, but for the most part, pretty gosh darn good model, or great model I should say, and it's still coming in and it's perfect. Just one small thing there, and it's probably a little bit better in real life, but from an evaluation of this standpoint, I still feel like it was just a little bit off, but still a great job by NG, well done. In our final model of May 2021, like I also said, two models got delayed. It was the Malaysia 737-800 along with the Vistara 737-800. We have the Royal Jordanian L1011. This is back in some of their early days with this older color scheme, I should say. And this model is super, super nice. Now, I will just say it right off the bat so we can be positive for the rest of the model. This is the same thing. We'll take a look at the real life pictures in a moment. That this, I think, is more of a metallic, like chrome underbelly. But anyways, for the rest of the model, or a long ways to go for the rest of the model. We have the name of the aircraft. I can't even read that, so I apologize. Got the cockpit windows, the flag right here, and then we got the couple things here in front of the door. L1 boarding door. I'm assuming it's boarding door, maybe the L2 door. Royal Jordanian and this cool logo, and they got this really unique blue and red color scheme going throughout the fuselage here. Got the L2 door. Got the the left main engine here, of course. Got the wingtips that look great, and really unique tail design. This is Julia Yankee Alpha Golf Alpha. Here's this really cool writing for probably their language as well, just like the Ethiopian. And then this tail design, really unique. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these diamond square shapes that make the really cool tail. Really nice. And like I said, the only main thing to take away in terms of any criticism with this is kind of just this underbelly. This is what I was really talking about. It's kind of this metallic silver color is what I was looking at. And then with the other one, I looked at all the pictures on Google, and that's kind of what I found as a trend throughout these models. Now here's a look at the better picture with non-Photoshop. I did get an actual NG picture. In terms of this, it seems like it's a darker gray, but it just doesn't seem like it's that metallic color that we would look for with it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means, but it just feels like it's a little bit off. And it's much closer in a picture like this. And credit to this form, it's a really cool form. And then taking one more look at another photo. Here's another photo that appears to be that comes out lighter. So I thought a happy medium would be about the right place to go for this model. 17 for the mold, a 16.5 for the colors, and a 14.5 for the details, bringing out the 96%. Still a stunning model. I would definitely like to have in my collection, and it's a really cool one, most certainly. But I did want to bring up that quick side note about the underbelly of the fuselage. So these models coming in well. NG going 7 for 7. No real issues at all. Super nice. Like I said, I picked up the Uniteds, both of them, for my collection. And I would love to hear which ones you guys end up getting. I'm sure you guys probably already have them, and I'm unboxing them at this point. So which ones were you guys most impressed with out of the ones that you guys got? I would be very eager to hear in the comment section. But a really nice job by NG Models. They did another fantastic job with the May 2021 set. And I'm so glad that tier lists are back. It felt so good to rank these models again. It's been quite some time. The next release up, I will double check to make sure, will be Gemini Jets June. I did buy quite a few models out of that, and there were some very unique situations. Taking a look at the rankings initially, really interesting. There was some interesting ones to say the least. I will say this, that there are not a ton of perfects out of that set, but we will get more into that next Thursday or whenever the next video comes out. Feel free to share with your friends with hashtag TierListThursday if you want. I just thought it was a cool little thing to make up. And then I'm not sure exactly what Thursday is coming out. Maybe September 23rd, maybe October, probably within the next 2 weeks regardless. So really excited for next Thursdays. We'll do the next tier list, and then tomorrow should be an airport update if all goes according to plan or something like that. There'll be something coming out. But with all that being said, everybody, really hope you guys enjoyed the return of tier list. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. So glad they're back, and I'm really excited for the future of tier list. 1 down and 5 to go, and then of course we got all new releases. So by the time we're back caught up, I would assume that we're probably going to have the NG Models September pictures out, so that'll be another one. And then at that point, we're probably going to be really close to being back fully caught up, but we'll have GJ September, October, and then NG October at some point in there. So we're going to be really close, but I feel like we will be able to muster it out regardless to get back on track by the time those releases-ish are out. But nevertheless, everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's tier list, and welcome back. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Super excited for all the new tier lists to come and everything to come in between. Really appreciate you guys' support, and I'm so glad that tier lists are back. We should be having a channel update pretty soon about everything to be encompassed. There's a lot of things in terms of content coming back and stuff that I do want to discuss, and also my health that's been kind of inconsistent, but I've been grinding it out because I've been so eager, and then school, of course, and everything in between. So just doing our best. But nevertheless, everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love, and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.